Hello, so in this bonus video, I want to review Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, I want to start by saying, I love the movie, okay? This was really good. I was really hyped when it was supposed to come out last year, and I was super excited for it. Couldn't wait. Then, current events caused it to be delayed, and I was kind of upset. I canceled Disney Plus for two reasons. Number one, because of all the crap going on with Star Wars and Gina Carano. That is the first reason I canceled my Disney Plus. The second reason why I canceled is because I decided to pick up HBO Max and give it a try. And I decided the month that Godzilla vs. Kong came out was the month I was going to pick it up. I actually got it the day before the Snyder Cut came out, since both were coming out this month. So, these are my first two big experiences with HBO Max. And I'm not really disappointed. There's a ton of stuff for me to watch. But I loved Godzilla vs. Kong. Maybe part of it is because I was so hyped for this movie and I finally get to see it. But I do have some issues. So, I'm going to say right now, stop here. If you have HBO Max, go check it out. Now moving into my spoilers. So from here on out, I'm not holding back. There will be spoilers. You have been warned. Turn the video off if you don't want to find anything out and you want to go in blind, which is personally how I'd recommend it. But starting at the top, my biggest problem with Godzilla vs. Kong, they brought in Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla, okay, fine. Everybody was thinking that was going to happen anyway. No big surprise. No, my problem with Mechagodzilla was it didn't really look a lot like Mechagodzilla. It looked more like a Transformer trying to look like Godzilla. The Mechagodzilla from Ready Player One looked so much way better. Like, infinitely better than this Mechagodzilla we got in Godzilla vs. Kong. That's my biggest issue with the movie. Luckily, it's not in there too long, so you can get through most of the runtime without it. It was just kind of disappointing. I thought if they were going to bring in Mechagodzilla, they would have just used the template from Ready Player One, which was pretty damn good. And it looked like a massively upgraded version of the original. So, my next problem with the movie was the story. Now, as a writer, I think the story just went way too hard, way too heavy, way too fast. Yes, we've had two movies to set up Godzilla. We've only had one movie to set up Kong. I think for this to have worked better, we needed a more modern movie of Kong. See, the original Kong Skull Island, which is the first in this franchise of movies, took place during the 70s. We needed one that took place like maybe during the time of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Have another expedition to Skull Island, introducing some of these characters that we saw in Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that really would have helped the film a lot. But we start straight out the gate, and it was just, wow, did they move so fast to try to get these characters into place. It's like, 1 minute we're like, oh, hey, we need Kong to go do this. Okay, let me convince her. And now we're going to suddenly be on a boat moving Kong. I feel like they needed a scene between some of these, and it's like they didn't give us that. So it just pushed the story a little too fast. Yeah, you're here for the monsters, but at least you need to put the monsters in place naturally. That kind of raises my other issue, is Kong was just, you know, awesome, but Godzilla was just a straight out bully. I mean, yeah, they kept saying, oh, well, if he goes outside, if we move Kong, Godzilla will be all over him. And it's like, why? You know, Godzilla only attacked the others because, you know, they were sending out signals. They were making a presence. Kong has lived on Skull Island for some time, and Godzilla never went after him. Why would he suddenly be after Kong now? And that's the one thing I didn't quite find believable. Another problem I had with the movie was also the fact that there were characters that we were introduced to in previous movies that reoccur, and if it wasn't like a main character, you really wouldn't know. There was also new characters that were relations to previous characters, but there was no statement. Like, if I did not look up the name of the Japanese man from Godzilla King of the Monsters and the first Godzilla movie, Sarazaka, I would not have known that one of the new characters has the same last name. So I'm guessing that might have been his son. Although he dies, it doesn't make sense why he'd be working for Apex. That was another minor issue I had. And they threw in a lot of new actors, like I said previously. We needed another movie that really brought these characters in and told us what happened to some of the other characters. The last problem I had with the movie was simply that Godzilla is a little overpowered in this movie. I mean, granted, I know he has the whole atomic breath, but in the previous two movies, Godzilla had used it sparingly. You know, he had to charge it up. He only had so much power to work with. And here, I mean, he was shooting off his atomic breath left and right, which kind of felt unrealistic and did not hold to the established lore that they had with this character from the previous two movies. Because, like I said, he's just shooting it left and right, constantly. So those are some of my issues with the movie, but they're very minor. I still love the movie. I like the fact we finally get to see fights during the day as well as the night. We even got some underwater fights. The human characters were fine. Like I said, I think the human characters just needed to set up a little bit better, putting, you know, the monsters in place. And we just needed a much better non-Transformer looking Mechagodzilla. So I'm going to suggest, like I said, again, if you have HBO Max or if you have the money and you feel safe enough, definitely go out to the theater and check this movie out for yourself. If I have to give it a star system, I'd probably give it 5 stars. It was everything I was hoping for. I was never a gigantic fan of the movies growing up. I did not have access to the original Japanese movies or the Japanese franchise, but you know, I always loved the lore of, you know, the Godzilla franchise. I went crazy when I finally saw Pacific Rim and its sequel. I'm really hoping they do another movie for Pacific Rim. And although I have issues with some of these in this new franchise, I like all of these three movies, you know, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. If I'm watching one, I'm watching the others. And now it's up to 4. So if I'm going to watch this is going to definitely be something I'm going to watch the entire franchise. So, again, check it out. If you like this, let me know. Please make sure to subscribe for more videos. And I will talk to you next time.